Hey guys, Matt here from our channel called Team Krueger.
Hey guys, Theo Axel here from our channel called Team Krueger.
And today, we're going to start Team Krueger reaction video, episode 500. Yeah, so this video is actually from WFX Sketch at Animation 45. And just so you guys know which video you want us to drop your channel, leave a link for video you want us to drop your channel, if you give a shout. Yep, so shout to WFX Sketch at Animation 45. So let's see this. Okay, so this was actually called 3 True School Horror Stories Animated. So let's see this. The creepy baby, isn't it?
I go to the elementary school close to my house. One day, my friend and I were at recess, so we were at the edge of the playground. On the other side of the fence was a parking lot that was usually empty. That's why it was easy to notice when a small, dirty silver car drove in and parked right on the other side of the fence. Nobody got out and nobody tried to talk to us, but it was still really weird. There was a man inside, staring dead ahead, but he was bald, skinny.
Why is he pretending to be a baby?
As far as we knew, a complete stranger.
He's a weirdo!
Cutting our conversation
He sounds like a
short,
psychopath.
we walked away,
Yeah,
but we
creep!
didn't tell anyone about it. We weren't sure if it was serious or not, and when we looked back at the end of recess, the car was gone. Later that day, after the dismissal bell finally rang, my friend and I met up again and started walking home. My house was only about a 10-minute bike ride away, and hers was a little bit farther, by 3 or 4 minutes. We hadn't even thought about the dirty silver car for hours, but then it showed up again. It appeared behind us out of nowhere. Soon, it was right on our tail, going the same exact speed as us. After what felt like forever, we finally got close to my house. I asked my friend if she wanted to stay at my house until her parents could pick us up, and she agreed in a heartbeat. Without another word, we made a mad dash for my garage. We made it, at least for now. As the garage door droned slowly downward, I saw that creepy man's car parked right in front of our driveway. The sun was a bit lowered now, shining perfectly on
Oh no, he
his face.
followed them from home. That's not
The
good.
shape of a wide open
He's a
smile.
stalker!
His eyes were crossed too.
Yeah, and he sounds like a criminal too. He sounds like a crazy psychopath weirdo. Like a predator.
Yeah, definitely!
As scary as it was, my friend and I felt the tiniest bit bad. It seemed kind of like he maybe wasn't all there, like he had a mental problem. A few hours later, my friend was picked up by her parents. It would have been a really good idea to tell them about the man following us right then, but we figured we shouldn't worry our parents. The next morning, my friend came by my house to pick up her bike and ride the rest of the way to school with me. She said she hasn't seen the man on her way, so it seemed like everything would be all right. A few minutes went by where nothing happened. But then, before we knew it, he appeared out of thin air all over again, this time right next to us. He swerved off the road and drove onto the sidewalk. He stopped in front of us so fast that we both nearly plowed our bikes into the side of his car. Panicking, we crashed into the grass. We scrambled to our feet, trying to get back on our bikes and ride off before anything else happened. But then we saw the man getting out of his car, and the sheer sight of it made us freeze in our tracks. He was wearing nothing but a giant diaper. He stood with it, sagging between his legs as he stared at us, a pacifier pulsating in his mouth.
Look at his neck. It's all twisted.
Yeah, it looks like it's a hunchback!
Yeah, it looks like it.
Lick it, flip it, drumstick it!
Even as he sucked on it, he finally spoke, after haunting us for so long. Goo goo gaga!
Oh my god.
Can one of you's mommies change my diaper?
No. No!
I made a messy. Change me!
Get away from us!
No. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I choose you!
Oh my god.
We tried to get away, but he grabbed me and lifted me over his shoulder. I screamed for help.
Yep,
as
this
loud
guy's
as I
definitely a
could.
predator.
Nobody was around
Yeah,
but my
kidnapper!
friend. She came running back for me as the man started taking me back to his car. No matter how hard I hit him, punched him, or kicked him, he wouldn't let me go. I clawed and scratched at him with my nails, even bit him, but nothing made a difference. Finally, my friend reached out her hands and I grabbed them. Then we both pulled with everything we had. I slipped off the man's shoulder. Then my friend helped me to my feet and we ran for our lives. By then, the man had crawled back into his car and driven off, but he had no idea about this. We screamed bloody murder the whole way until we got help from the school. The police were called and they asked us a million questions. We told them everything, not hiding a single detail anymore. Soon, the man was arrested. I could have never imagined.
Good, I'm glad he's arrested. He's a predator.
He did.
Yeah,
But
freak!
surprisingly, this was like a regular Tuesday for him. He had a long history of doing unbelievable things, like wearing diapers, exposing himself in public, including a lot of other stuff that everyone refuses to tell us about, even though we already went through all this. I swear to God, I never want to see another human being in a diaper, whether they're a baby or not. This school story was inspired by a man who had a history of arrests dating back to 1999 of voyeurism for watching younger people and exposing himself while wearing a diaper. Thursday, he was accused of asking 2 girls to change his diaper in a Tyler neighborhood. The suspect was Wesley Stephen Worrell, 46. In the latest incident, 2 girls were riding bikes and scooters through their neighborhood when they noticed a silver vehicle began to follow them, stopping when they stopped. Later, on their way home, they noticed Worrell sitting in the vehicle in the parking lot of Andy Woods Elementary School. Worrell then got out, only wearing a diaper, and shouted,
Wow, he sounds like a messed up predator
"I need
too.
a diaper change." Frightened, the girls quickly
Yeah, I mean,
rode
literally.
away, approaching another family's home where a man and his sons were working in the garage. The man said the girls rode up so fast they skinned their knees, claiming a scary man was chasing them. The son went searching for the vehicle they described, while a woman in the home attempted to calm the girls who were visibly shaking and truly petrified. Investigators were later able to identify Worrell as the suspect and arrested him at his place of work.
The disturbing school bus incident.
When my son began attending public school, I was finally able to return to work full-time, thanks to him taking the school bus. Of course, I expected starting school to be a big adjustment for him. He was more upset about going to school than ever. At first, I worried that the other kids were bullying him. I asked him if that was the case, but he said no. For a while there, I could tell he was genuinely scared. I decided to go to a few parent-teacher conferences to suss out if it was his teacher or the principal that were responsible. His teacher and everyone else I met at the school turned out to be the nicest people I could have asked for. They were not the problem. Sadly, as this went on for weeks and weeks, my son became a bit of a problem himself. Initially, I got annoyed. I even lashed out at him for being a brat. Turns out, the doctor could not give a conclusive diagnosis. She suggested the problems with him still had a source, something definitive and external, not internal. And if that source was something he refused to talk about, I would need to figure it out myself. But one night, my son did something different. He came into my room at 5 in the morning. He must not have slept at all. I was just waking up, minutes before my alarm. He stood in my doorway and stared at me for a while before coming up to the bed. Mommy. Mommy. Mom.
What? Why are
Weirdo!
you out of bed?
Can you take
Yeah.
me to school today?
You know I can't, baby. I have to go to work.
Please.
No, just go back to sleep for now.
It's your fault then.
What?
The last thing he said caught me off guard. He had already walked out of the room before it registered. I got
Her face
up
looks
and checked
weird.
on him right after. He was lying in
Yeah,
bed,
creepy.
staring straight up at the ceiling. He refused to talk to me. I wanted to give in and drive him to school, but I didn't want to make a habit of it. Instead, I had a different idea. I finally had some insight as to what was causing his problems, or At least, where and when it was happening. The school bus. I remembered it being a scary place as a little kid, but I had to think of a way to get a view inside without anyone knowing. Within a few days, I had everything assembled. I gave my son an early birthday present, a brand new lunchbox. I made sure he saw that it was packed full of sweets. That way he wouldn't even notice the slightly oversized name tag clipped on the handle. It was a hidden camera. Whatever was going on, it would show me. The next day, I sent him off to school, having to force him to get on the bus as always, hopefully for the last time. At the end of the day, I took the camera and plugged it in to review the footage. Bye! Have a good afternoon! Do your homework! Come back soon!
What the heck?
Finally. That's the last of them. Now it's just you and me. This is my favorite part of the day. Isn't it yours? Still tight-lipped, huh? Nothing wrong with that. You look really handsome today.
Oh no, another predator.
Gross!
This is the Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattress, and it's designed to help you feel cool. So
I said smile! That's better. That'll be the money shot soon. But I guess I have to take you home for now. Hey, you know what? It's Friday. You've been at school all week. I've been working all week. Why don't we get more comfortable? Come on up here and sit on your bus driver's lap. I
No.
don't wanna... Oh, don't be a tease. It's just for a few minutes. Someday, you'll learn it's easier when you just do what you're told.
Sick freak!
The whole time, it was the bus driver.
That bus driver is a predator. He should end up in jail.
First kid on the bus.
Yeah,
in the
for doing this to
morning, and the last
minors.
one off at the end
Especially
of the day
that kid.
Would ever be a problem.
Yeah, poor
Would ever
him.
put
I feel
him
bad
through
for him.
something So horrible.
Same here.
I wanted to throw up. I knew that footage was only scratching the surface of all the things that detestable bus driver was doing to my son. I reported him to the school and had him arrested immediately, which in turn revealed the extent of his sickness. On the internet, he was a downright prolific consumer and trader of explicit materials to countless other offenders like him. Much of that material was gathered right from the school bus he drove every single day. I wish I had found out about this and put a stop to it from the very beginning. I dread to find out how much my son suffered. A Caldwell school bus driver accused of possessing and distributing
Well, at least you
underage
won't be
content
suffered
is now
anymore.
facing 10 felony counts. Jeremy Wakely, 42.
But I guess he might be
appeared
scarred for
in court
life.
Wednesday morning.
Yeah,
Each
definitely.
count carries a potential sentence of up to 30 years in prison if Wakely is convicted.
That's definitely a predator
Wakely was
face.
first arrested in January after investigators traced the download of the distributing suspected material to an internet address at a home on East Linden Street in Caldwell. Investigators later executed a search warrant at the home, where Wakely allegedly admitted to using the messaging app Telegram to exchange explicit images and videos online, and acknowledged he knew the activity was illegal. During the investigation, authorities say they recovered roughly 2,500 files from Wakely's cell phone and from a USB drive connected to a laptop found in a bedroom he said belonged to him. Authorities have previously said there is no evidence of local victims connected to the case at this time.
The very, very creepy teacher.
At my school, everyone knew this one teacher, Miss P. She was super nice. Her class was really easy, and every few weeks she would bring a batch of homemade treats to share with her students. While all that was true, I never felt comfortable in the same room as her. Something was just off.
Oh,
I
that
tried
face
as hard
creepy,
as
I could see
to
that.
avoid getting on her bad side.
Yeah, I don't like
I'd
the look
seen
at that
her
face.
facade of super niceness crack a few times.
Me either.
And I didn't want her to snap at me the same way she did at all those other kids. Of course, it was only a matter of time before I slipped up. I was in the mood to skip a little class one day, for just a few minutes, which was long enough for everyone to be seated, and for Miss P to have begun her lesson. I barged in, too out of breath and panicked to be quiet, interrupting Miss P in the middle of her sentence. Everyone was staring at me. After I stood there for a few awkward as hell seconds, I excused myself, apologized for being late, then quietly went to my usual seat. Damn, why did it have to be in the front row? I sat all the way at the far end of the class, and the moment my butt touched the chair, Miss P slid off her stool, making her way to me with a whole new purpose in her step.
Oh
She
no.
stood over me. I found it impossible to look her in the eye, but she commanded obedience, and even though her voice started out calm, it didn't stay that way.
Alex, why are you late to my class?
Do
Do you not respect me?
No, ma'am.
Do you just not give a shit about what I have to say?
No, ma'am.
Whoa,
Look at me,
language!
Alex. Good boy. Now, are you going to swallow your pride and come to class on time tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am. That moment was humiliating. And of
Dang,
course,
she shouldn't even
right
cuss in
after
class.
ripping my balls off,
Most schools
she
should even
put her
allow
old
cuss
mask
words.
on and went back to
I-
teaching with
yeah,
her
it's
normal
inappropriate.
level of nauseating
Yeah,
niceness,
it's terrible.
like nothing
Yeah,
happened.
especially the
Then, at
teachers
end of
shouldn't
class,
swear.
She asked me
Even
to
the
stay
students,
behind
too.
while everyone else left for the day.
Yeah,
I
but
was
especially
sure
the teachers, 'cause
tea
most
was
of them-
about to resume,
all
but
of them, well,
actually,
some of them
it was the
could-
opposite.
well,
She apologized
probably get really in
for going
trouble.
too far when reprimanding
Yeah,
me,
or get
even
fired
offering
if,
me a snack.
you know, they
Another
cuss
one
too
of her
much.
homemade goods,
Yeah.
as she called them, but I was in no position to refuse. Being as nice as I could, I asked what she made them with, to which she replied that they were vegan, gluten-free, allergen-free, and low-carb, made with coconut oil and monk fruit and a bunch of other yogi-sounding ingredients. I went away thinking that's where the off flavors and
I could totally see why that teacher was so creepy like that.
and
Yeah.
thought little else of it.
Just a little longer. Come on. Almost there. Done. Wow, they look perfect. Thanks again for your contribution, Mr. Donor.
There's a lot more where that came from.
Good, because I know they're going to love these.
What the heck?
Evil
Next day,
laughs!
despite having already given
I think
me
these
a
two are
punch
evil.
yesterday,
Yeah, they
Miss
are.
P gave the entire class cupcakes as reparations for the
I hope she's
terrible
not planning to
scene
poison
we
the
had to witness.
students.
The embarrassment was still
Yeah.
fresh, and the giggles I heard around the classroom didn't ease my suffering. But nobody batted an eye about the cupcakes. Everyone enjoyed home-baked goods, chock full of sugar.
I mean, because Doug's explained the evil laughs, so I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I agree.
Aftertaste. That would have been the end of it. Nobody I knew was any the wiser about what truly was going on with Miss P, and for that matter, her husband. It was purely fate that the criminal case being amassed against the two of them became public just a week later. The cupcakes, they were tainted, laced with Miss P's husband's bodily fluids.
Ew.
Them, all of us, each and every
Gross!
one of us ate the whole fucking thing. We were sick to our stomachs.
Was
for
she trying to
days.
poison
It
her
was spreading
students?
around in our
Yeah, with her
stomachs,
husband's
marching through our
fluids? That's
intestines,
disgusting.
absorbing into
Yeah,
bloodstreams and
making them
becoming
sick and
part
for
of our
what?
bodies. Perhaps
messed up.
forever. I can't even say that's all those
These two
monsters
deserve to go to
did.
jail.
Their crimes
Yeah.
stretched far beyond just my classroom. Multiple years, multiple students, all for their momentary
is
pleasure.
student
Even as
abuse.
they rot in prison for the rest
Well,
of
it's
their
evil.
lives,
Those two
knowing
deserve to go to
I would
jail.
probably spare
Yeah.
the worst of it. I still have to wonder.
I'm just glad
how
what
else
they
I
get deserved for these
unknowingly
poor
consumed
students.
From all those
Yeah.
times I ate what
Because what they
Miss
did was
P gave me.
illegal.
Oh, very illegal.
A former teacher in Louisiana, who admitted to giving her students tainted cupcakes among other crimes, was sentenced to 40 years in prison. Cynthia Perkins issued an apology in court to her family, former friends, former co-workers, students, victims, and Livingston Parish before her sentencing. Perkins accepted a plea deal from prosecutors in exchange for testifying against her ex-husband, Dennis Perkins. She pleaded guilty on February 14th. Per the plea deal, Cynthia had to agree to certain facts in the case, such as assisting her husband in the crimes and lacing desserts with Dennis's bodily fluid before giving them to the students. The former teacher was sentenced to 40 years at hard labor without benefit of probation or parole. Dennis Perkins has pleaded not guilty to the charges, and his trial is set for a later date.
in a sea of competitors. It pays to stand out. HubSpot.
Well, that was insane and messed up.
Yeah, I mean, that was really, really horrible.
Yeah, very. Well, anyways, make sure you comment below, like, and subscribe.